They wore black and they arrived in pairs. 8 actresses showed up on the Golden Globes red carpet with 8 activists as their guests in a move intended to bring more attention to sexual harassment and gender inequality across the spectrum of professions. The decision was part of a broader effort driven by Time's Up, an initiative announced last week by several hundred Hollywood women. Below, what the pairs talked about on the red carpet and beforehand. Emma Watson and Marella Rossi from left, Kendall Jenner, Marella Rossi and Emma Watson. Ms. Rossi is the executive director of IMCON. Damon Winter, The New York Times. There's something about women in Hollywood stepping out, said Ms. Rossi, the executive director of IMCON, a British network of organizations working to end violence against black and minority women. There is a wall of silence around violence against women and girls. She added, "We don't want to create hierarchies." Michelle Williams and Tarana Burke, left, and Michelle Williams. Damon Winter, The New York Times. This is something I started out of necessity, said Ms. Burke, the senior director of the nonprofit Girls for Gender Equity, of the Me Too movement, which she founded. After Ms. Burke thanked Ms. Williams for bringing her to the Golden Globes, the actress, a nominee for her performance in All the Money in the World, said, "I appreciate it, but I thought I would have to raise my daughter to protect myself in a dangerous world, but because of the work Tarana is doing, we can live in a different world." Amy Poehler and Sahar Jayaraman. Amy Poehler, left, and Sahar Jayaraman. Damon Winter, The New York Times. Here in honor of the women servers, bussers, bartenders, runners, cooks, hosts who experience the highest rates of sexual harassment of any industry in the country, tweeted Ms. Jayaraman, a workplace justice advocate for restaurant workers. Meryl Streep and Ai-jen Poo. Meryl Streep, left, and Ai-jen Poo. Damon Winter, The New York Times. We all deserve workplaces where we're safe and our work is valued and we can live and work with dignity, said Ms. Poo, the director of the National Domestic Workers Alliance, on the red carpet with Ms. Streep, who is nominated for her performance in The Post, and We Have Movement. And we want to say to everyone they should join us. Monica Ramirez, left, and Laura Dern. Damon Winter, The New York Times. Farm worker women pick and plant the food that we eat and have a long history of combating sexual violence, said Ms. Ramirez, who fights sexual violence against farm workers and pushes for Latina empowerment of the women working in Hollywood. She said, "We stand with them and we lend them our power and strength. Part of our work as an organization is to fight for gender equality across all lines." 5050 by 2020, said Ms. Dern, who is a nominee for her performance in Big Little Lies, referring to a key goal of Time's Up to have gender parity at talent agencies and studios in 2 years. Susan Sarandon and Rosa Clemente. Susan Sarandon, right, and Rosa Clemente. Damon Winter, The New York Times. So honored to attend tonight's awards with Rosa Clemente, a Puerto Rican activist journalist who has come to remind us that PR is still in crisis. Ms. Sarandon, a nominee for Feud Betty and Joan, tweeted about Ms. Clemente, a community organizer who is focused on political prisoners, voter engagement and Puerto Rican independence, and who also ran for vice president on the Green Party ticket in 2008. Emma Stone and Billie Jean King. Emma Stone, left, and Billie Jean King. Damon Winter, The New York Times. I think it's one step at a time, said Ms. King, a tennis champion and the founder of the Women's Tennis Association. Every generation has to fight for equality and it's now Emma's turn with her generation. And it's great to be here tonight wearing black. We really have to. It's gotta stop. It's gotta stop now. And we have to help each other and it's everybody, all genders together. Ms. Stone is up for a Globe for her portrayal of Ms. King in the film Battle of the Sexes. Shailene Woodley and Kalina Lawrence. We stand with women across all nations, all walks of life, in solidarity to say time's up on the imbalance of power that exists between men and women today. May we walk with compassion, grace, love as the sacred feminine rises within all of us, Ms. Woodley tweeted before the show. Ms. Lawrence is a Suquamish tribe member, singer and activist for, among other causes, Native American treaty and water rights.